Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Blue Whale, and welcome back to Why Did I Lose? Now, if you guys haven't seen the channel update already, then this is part of the new schedule. I recommend that you do go watch the channel update. There'll be a link in the description below. And basically, we're gonna have Why Did I Lose every Monday. But anyways, today we're gonna be playing Olaf. It was actually Tank Olaf. I'll show the runes right now, and here are the masteries. And I hope you guys enjoy the video.
Okay, so here we are loading to the game, and first thing that you should notice is that their team is 5 AD, and they don't really have a tank. You know, they have 2 AD carries, they have Riven and Zed, they have 2 AD carries, 2 assassins, then they have Soraka. Now, Soraka is going to kind of make up for the fact that they don't have a tank. She's going to make them all a lot harder to kill, of course. However, ideally, this should be an easy win for my team, because we have a Mumu and Olaf. And me and Amumu can both play tank. As you saw by the runes and masteries, I am building tank this game. So, ideally, this would be an easy game. However, as you guys probably know, this is a why did I lose, so of course, we do end up losing this game. Now, what I want to do as Olaf Jungle this game, as far as lanes that are gankable, so top lane we have Kinnan, and their top lane is Riven. Riven isn't that easy to gank for Olaf. We can certainly kill her, but it's going to rely on Kinnan's stuns a lot more than Olaf, because all Olaf does is smack people with his axes. You know, he has a little bit of a slow, and Riven has 4 dashes on her kit, so that makes it kind of hard to gank her. Mid lane Zed, it's almost the same thing. You know, I can slow him, but if he gets a good W away from us, then there's not much I can do. And then bot lane, they're not going to be that hard to gank. When I go bot, we'll just have to focus on Soraka. So, on Olaf Jungle, I do start Q, and I get W at level 2, and as you can see, you get super low, but that's what you really want to do on Olaf. If you think you're being invaded, it could go bad for you, but if not, then you want to stay low health, because the lower health you are, obviously, the more attack speed you get, so the quicker you're going to clear the jungle. And Olaf can clear the jungle faster than pretty much anyone, as long as you stay at this pretty low health. I do smite red buff just because I saw Kindred mid just now, and I want to make sure that she doesn't come down to me. But she does go top, and my Kinnan's going to die, and my bot lane's going to die. So, right off the bat, things are looking kind of bad for our team. And our team did have a Mumu support. I think the guy didn't want to play support or something. This game was a few days ago, so I can't remember exactly, but Mumu support isn't that bad, but the thing is he went AP, and then that was really bad for our team. You know, there's no reason why he shouldn't go Targon's is his first item, not Spell Thieves. He's hardly ever going to be able to safely get the harass off, so our bot lane's at a disadvantage already, and because of that, you really don't want to gank that lane. That's a common misconception that people have. They think they need to try to save lanes that are going to lose, but that's not really how you carry games. You carry games by pushing forward lanes that can win. And here, so I haven't really done anything. I've just cleared the jungle, but I'm pretty strong right now. I've already got my jungle item, and I'm level 5. Riven's really low. She does hit level 6, but that's not enough to fight me, and I know this. However, you can see my Kinnan's pings. You can't hear it, but you might be able to see Kinnan's pinging like crazy for me to back. I don't really care. I'm going to be able to kill this Riven if she fights me. I use my E, and one thing to note about Olaf's spells, when I'm playing tank Olaf, I max my E first because it's true damage, and if you're playing tank Olaf, you're not really going to have that high of a ratio on your Q for it to do the physical damage, so I max E first on tank Olaf. On damage Olaf, I do max Q first. That might seem kind of weird because maxing E always gives you the most damage, but on damage Olaf, it's a lot safer to use your Q for damage than it is for E. However, you see, I use my E on her, she gets kind of low, and then she's going to try to all-in me. I don't really know why she didn't ult, but that's okay. I get another E up, and I'm going to be able to kill her. That Grasp of the Undying saving me there, too. And, yeah, I'm going to kill her, and now it's just back to jungling. I do run all the way back to this bush instead of recalling on the turret, because my team did tell me that Zed was on the way, and then we would have been able to turn on the Zed, but Kindred's also here, and Cassidy never left mid, so all in all, not looking that good for my team. What I need to do to win this game is maybe gank bot a little bit, because they are kind of behind, and not having an AD carry is bad. Whether you shouldn't gank losing lanes or not isn't the point. The point is, if we don't have an AD carry at all, it's going to be a bad game for us. And then also, I need to gank Kinnan a lot because Kinnan has the capacity to carry a whole team fight by himself. That's something that Olaf can't do. Olaf can put a lot of pressure on the map early because of his very fast clearing and his beating 1v1s of other champions. However, if once he gets the team fights, all Olaf can really do is either try to peel or try to go for the enemy AD carry. And Kinnan, on the other hand, once he gets the team fights, he can just ult and he can kill everyone in the ultimate, right? Okay, but here, I come by, I use my red trinket. Unfortunately, they had it warded, so they're going to be able to back from me. I use my ult just to make sure that Soraka doesn't silence me with her, or to make sure that I didn't get snared by Soraka. Also, your ult does give you movement speed while moving to an enemy, so that makes it pretty easy. I come in and we get the Sivir kill. Unfortunately, Amumu took it once. No. Callista guy. Okay, never mind. Then everything went perfect. I don't know why I thought Amumu took it. So, that's pretty good. I think that, well, you can see Sivir use both her summoners, so ideally I would be able to return bot very soon and gank them again, because mid lane, there's no way that this Cassidy's going to be able to contribute this game until very late game. Cassidy does scale really hard in the late game, but me ganking isn't going to make him scale any harder at this point, just because he's been dying so much. He's going to have to just farm what he can and scale that way. What I need to do is gank bot a lot. But the thing is, it's kind of hard to gank bot because Sivir's ult kind of counters Olaf pretty well. Obviously, when Olaf's running towards her, she can just ult, and then it gets a lot harder to catch up to her. And also, our team, our spot lane was so weak because of AP movement. But here, the enemy team's pushing mid, and I had started my red. In hindsight, I probably should have came straight here and not finished the red, but I really didn't think that us three could stop these guys from pushing, because they have 280 carries here and Soraka there, and then Zed can just kill Cassidy as soon as Cassidy overextends it all. So in my opinion, we couldn't really do much about this, so that's why I go ahead and clear the red. I should have still tried though. Hindsight, you know, even though we might not have been able to defend the turret, we certainly could have delayed it some. Maybe Callista came up quicker and then we could actually fight something. Because if Callista ults Amumu into the enemy team, even though he's AP, if he gets a good 3 or 4 man ult, then we can win a team fight like that. Here you see Cassidy overextended, and Kindred's almost going to kill him, but Callista hits a very good heal, and then Kindred ults to save her life. Callista ults to save Amumu, and it looks like Kindred's going to be able to clean up here. However, they're hitting Kindred, and they're not hitting Soraka. And the thing wrong with that is, 1, Kindred has massive healing on her kit already with her W passive, and then 2, she's got a Soraka right there. So you're not going to be able to get through both of the healings by focusing the Kindred. And unfortunately for my team, I just wasn't there. I had recalled, and they, if you remember, Cassidy overextended to start that, and he just did that at a bad time. Here, Kindred used her W on the turret, and the W, Kindred doesn't control her W if you don't know anything about Kindred. Once she uses her W, then Wolf starts attacking instead of Lamb. There's Lamb and Wolf. And if she uses it on a turret, you can just stand in it. Wolf will automatically hit you, and then Kindred will start tanking the turret. However, let's see. They're going to try to dive me. Let's see what... Yeah, so here... Alright, I make Kindred start tanking. She gets really low. Zed ults me. I juke all of his stuff by ulting, because your ult does give you a movement speed boost. When you're surrounded by enemies, you're going to have movement speed boost pretty much all the time. So I juke the Zed stuff, and then the Kindred comes too close, and at this point, as soon as the turret died, I was going to die either way, right? Because Zed can certainly chase me down. So I can either take the Kindred out and die as well, or I could try to run away, but like I said, there's no guarantee that I live here. It's not like my support can heal me, you know, I have support in Mumu, and his ult wasn't even up. So instead of leaving and not getting anything for that, I killed the Kindred to try to make an even trade. Now the thing about this game is that it progressed really, really fast. If you can't tell by looking at it, it's only 12 minutes in the game, and they're already pushing down turrets, and we're team fighting all the time. And ideally, that's not what our team wants to be doing, because, like I said earlier, Cassidy scales pretty hard in the late game, and you just need to give him time to scale up. That's pretty much it. The reason he scales mainly is because of Rod of Ages, but this guy ran Zonias instead of Rod of Ages because he was 9 to Zed. That's fine too. However, all it means is that until he gets his Zonias, he's certainly not going to be doing anything. So what our team needs to be doing, and what I need to be telling our team to do, is just stop fighting, go back to your lanes, wave clear a turret, We don't have the best wave clear. Cassidy obviously doesn't have any wave clear. Kindred has Kennen has a little bit, and Callista's okay at it too, but really, I'm going to have to be there to help them wave clear because my Q is pretty good at wave clearing. And by the way, you do max Q or E second on whatever build you go on Olaf. It doesn't. If you're going tank, you max E first, Q second. If you're going damage, you max Q first, E second. Here, Riven gets really greedy and keeps pushing while after she got a kill, and then luckily I hit all my Qs, so I'm going to be able to chase her down and kill her. However, in the meantime, the enemy team did get Dragon, and they're pushing down bot. So right now, I should be recalling and going bot. They're clearly trying to take the turret. I was greedy, and I went for the CS because I can clear the CS really quickly, but doing that's just going to give them free damage on bot turret, and that's something that our team really can't afford. So right now, I should just be recalling. Now I'm going to go kill the Gromp because I'm still that greedy. This was a huge mistake on my part. Like I said, I played this game a few days ago, so I don't actually remember. I'm kind of commentating as I go. You know, I don't remember the whole game. So this was a huge mistake on my part to stay up here instead of recalling. As soon as I saw Zed come through this tri-bush down here from Dragon, then I knew that what they were going to do, and I should have been down there. Now, I go to get the Rift Herald simply because it's a global objective, and I'm trying to trade something for this bot turret, because at this point, all my bot lane is dead, and I can't go bot by myself and defend against two, and my solo laners weren't planning on going either. So I go ahead and clear the Rift Herald. I give it to Cassidy. If you didn't know, Rift Herald is not a jungler buff at all. Never keep Rift Herald for yourself because it buffs lane minions. So one, it buffs lane minions, so obviously laner should have it. And then two, if you have it while you're hiding in a bush trying to gank a lane, you might accidentally buff the minions, and then the enemy team obviously knows you're there because even if you were hiding in the bush, if you're buffing the minions, they can see you. Anyways, what happens is I give Cassidy the Rift Herald. He should have left. He didn't leave for some reason. The enemy team's coming up to stop him. He's going to die. And what I did wrong was, once again, that Rift Herald wasn't worth it at all. Obviously, Cassidy just died with it. We didn't get anything for it, and we lost bot turret for it. So that was my bad. I should have just left top in time. But still, at this point, even though they're more than doubling our kill score, and it looks really bad. But you got to remember that our team should have 2 tanks, and they're 5 AD. They're actually 5 AD. Soraka doesn't do any damage at all, whether it's magic or physical. I mean, yes, her spells technically do magic damage, but she really doesn't do any damage. Like, if you look at a damage recap, obviously Soraka will do less than... If you could compare minions, Soraka probably does less damage than minions over a whole game. Here, I'm gonna die to... Alright, we can rewind this. So anyways, what I was saying, since we're versus 5 AD, I'm gonna pause it before we talk about this fight. I want to talk about the builds first. Since we're versus 5 AD, if I build armor and Amumu builds armor, then me and Amumu can go into the fights, get everyone low. Kennen can come in, get everyone even lower, or start killing them, and then Cassidy's really good at cleaning up. Callista's really good at cleaning up. So we have a really good team fight. But they are very, very far ahead right now. They're obscenely ahead right now. And while I'm not behind yet, it's, you know, I'm not as ahead as their Kindred either. I can blame that on me too, even though we haven't necessarily talked about all the ganks I could have had. But basically, at this point, it's looking pretty rough for our team. So here, we find 2 enemies in the jungle, and since I got my bot lane here to back me up, I'm not really that scared of them. But once they start throwing out harassment, I'm going to leave. Kindred walks up to try to clear us off. I'm going to go ahead and jump on her just because, really, I got nothing to lose here. Either we get the Kindred, and it works out kind of well for our team, but... Okay, we're going to rewind it one more time. So, I see the Kindred, and I got my 2 bot lanes here, so I think we can kill the Kindred. But as soon as Soraka comes up, I should just switch focus to Soraka. There's no reason to keep hitting Kindred here. 1, Kindred was in her ult, so obviously you can't kill her. And then 2, Soraka's right there, keeping her full health. So what I did wrong this fight was just not walk up to Soraka. Callista also kept trying to hit Kindred. It's not going to work. And then Kennen just comes in. He's going to die instantly. But, yeah, and Zed gets a quad. But that's not... It doesn't really matter who got the kills. We're still obscenely behind, and my team was following my example there, and I didn't run straight to the Soraka. So once again, that's another huge mistake on my part. So 1, I didn't stop the bot push, and 2, I didn't focus Soraka in the team fight.
where at about halfway through the game, honestly, that's where we are right now. So those were two things I did very wrong, and we'll go ahead and focus on me and speed it up. The enemy team's pushing top. My Cassidy was solo defending. The thing about that is that he can't defend by himself. There's just no way, so he should have just left. And here, me and Kenan catch the enemy team kind of out. They're pretty out of place. Callista comes in, and then with Callista here, we're probably going to be able to catch him. However, Zed runs to Kindred. Kindred was there to save him, and that means I'm going to have to just leave as soon as I can. My Callista does actually get a kill, which is actually really good for us, because at this point, what me and Callista did was, me and Callista went top, we got Sivir killed, we got Kindred killed, and neither of us died. Now, Cassidy had already died, and Kenan was there too, so really it's 2 for 2, but when you're behind, even trades are actually very good. If you can keep forcing even trades, that's really good for your team. Here though, my Cassidy gets way too greedy. He's already dead. He did get this. Never mind, I just ate my own words. Like I said, I haven't watched this game in a while, so I wasn't sure what happened. But if he keeps chasing the Zed, certainly he'll die. He's even out of mana right now. And Riven's there. Oh god. Oh my god, Amumu saved. I don't even know if I was watching this when I played this game, but this game I played like... Well, it was played on the 19th of December, and it is January 2nd as of recording this. So it's been quite a while. But yeah, so that was okay too, because once again, trading kills is fine, and my Cassidy and them actually managed to get 2 for 1. So if you can get 2 for 1, then you're slowly making a comeback, right? Here, the Riven tries to kill the Kenan, but Kenan's got too much CC, and I do a lot of damage. That's the thing about tank Olaf. Damage Olaf, I don't know if I'll make a damage Olaf video. It's really not viable at my elo, but it would be at you guys. You just build straight damage and like crit chance, and you do so much damage. Olaf does so much damage. Obviously, the downside is you're a melee champion and you don't have any escapes other than some increased movement speed. So if you get into a bad area, you're just going to die. But if you can get away with it, then you can just start one comboing people. Q, auto E, and it kills most people. It's crazy. But anyways, even if you build tank, that's what I was trying to get to. Even if you build tank, you still do a lot of damage because your E is just a flat, true health, true damage. See, right now it does 286 true damage. And that alone is quite a lot to squishy AD champions like their whole team. So now our team's grouping. This is a pretty good team fight. We catch the Kindred out, but once again, right now I should have gone after Soraka. We do manage to kill the Kindred though. She just had too many Callista stacks in her to possibly live that. And then the enemy team runs away. Our team should just be leaving right now. So ideally we would have killed the Kindred and then just left. Even though all 5 of us are still alive, Amumu doesn't have any life. Amumu used his ult, well, Amumu's ult's down, Kenan's ult's down, and Amumu's low health. So really you can't think of this as a 5v4 because also they're so far ahead. They're still almost doubling our kill score. So really, if we're at any disadvantage, then we shouldn't be fighting. And we're at a little bit of disadvantage here. But my Cassidy gets too close, he's going to get caught out, and then here we're going to try to save him. Here I'm focusing not Soraka once again. I don't know if I was just, I don't know what was going through my brain in these games, but realistically I probably couldn't have gone to Soraka and then killed her before their team killed me, but it's still the best thing to do, because worst case scenario I only get Soraka kind of low, and then she can't heal as many, and she's at range for Callista to kill her. Best case scenario, I actually managed to kill the Soraka, and then the fight goes way in our favor. So, a lot of this game, my blame can be put on not focusing Soraka in every fight. Here, the enemy team overstays, and I'll still talk about this game as it goes on, but pretty much from this point on, it's going to be our team almost catching up, and then falling behind, and then their team... Alright, so their team will throw, and then our team will throw, and it's going to mean more when our team throws because we're already so behind. That's pretty much what this game comes down to. Here, I do finally... so, I killed the dragon. I killed the dragon because I think that was our team's first one. Yeah, that was our team's first one. I just haven't been able to get to it. And the first dragon, as I've said before in my videos, is very, very important. If you can get it, then you need to get it as long as you don't lose that much for it. So here... Then my team manages to catch this rock out, so this was like a really good team fight. I'm going to come back in We get the Soraka low, Soraka ults, and then I'm going to go on her because this is, one, what I should have been doing in every single team fight, and two, she's already so low, I'm probably going to be able to kill her. Kindred does ult, and alright, so the thing about Kindred's ult versus Olaf is, if I was 1v1ing Kindred, I would always beat her if she ulted, because all that Kindred's ult does is he gets both champions to really low health, and then Olaf at low health is stronger than any other champion at low health, right? So Kindred really is not a good pick into Olaf. Here I am going to finally be able to kill the Soraka, however I am going to die to the Kindred, and my whole team died to their Kinnet, or their Zed, and maybe Sivir was back here. So what I could have done is maybe peel for my Kalista. My Kalista certainly needed it, but if I didn't dive on Soraka, then nobody was going to. Cassinan isn't at the point where he can secure a kill on Soraka. However, he's getting there. As you can see, he's actually doing pretty well. But another thing, Cassinan shouldn't have built Rod of Ages this late. You build Rod of Ages first, or you don't build it, if you guys didn't know that. But anyways, our inhib dies. So that fight, really, I'm not going to say that I played it completely wrong because I focused the Soraka, but me focusing the Soraka did lead to the rest of my team dying. Ideally, the rest of my team could have just ran or somehow survived, but that didn't happen, obviously. And here, the enemy team overstays once again, and we're going to get another kill. This is what I'm talking about. They get the inhib, but if they get us a kill, then that just slows down their lead. A lot of this happens throughout the game, so I'm just going to speed it up. And we'll talk about if there's anything really important, like that fight. I didn't play it perfectly. Ideally, I could have got the Soraka so low that she had to run and then switch and peel for my Kalista. Maybe that would have been the best. But anyways, now we're back to this moment. So the enemy team keeps throwing and our team keeps throwing, but the thing is, if that keeps happening, the enemy team's still going to win because they're just so far ahead that a throw for a throw just means they're still ahead, right? Here, let's see what happens. We clear mid. Kalista runs first spot, so this is a mistake on Kalista's part. She should let me be in front. But it's okay. She does flash. She gets the Zed under the turret. And I almost return kill to Zed. However, Kindred's here. As soon as Kindred shows up, she's going to be able to save Zed life. There's no way that... And Soraka was here. There's no way that I could get Zed at the point where Kindred would have to ult before they were going to kill me. So I'm just going to ult and leave. I do manage to survive, but... my team is... no one's dead yet, so it's not going that bad. What I need to be... another thing that I built wrong was... well, that I did wrong was my build wasn't exactly correct. I didn't really need Dead Man's Plate this game. Ninja Tabby were good. Cinderhook was good. What I really should have rushed was Randuin's instead of Dead Man's Plate as my first item. I am building Randuin's now. And then gone Thornmail. And if I had gone that, I would have been a lot tankier, and they would have been a lot more punished for hitting me. And if that's the case, then when I go on Soraka, one, they're going to be punished for hitting me while they peel for Soraka, or two, it's going to make it easier for me to kill Soraka. So, my build wasn't awful, but that is something that you got to think about. The reason I went Dead Man's Plate is because one, Dead Man's Plate's a really good item, and two, the increased health makes... it works better with Olaf's kit, and it makes my Grass of the Undying heal more, obviously, but there's no sense in all of that if... you know, if the enemy team's just going to be able to kill me anyways. So here, Zed kept taunting me, but I can kill Zed very easily. I just have to go back because his team's pushing. And my team, at this stage of the game, my team couldn't do anything without me. I should always be with my team if they're at risk of fighting the enemy team. But here, I'm defending mid. Somebody needs to be defending mid. Ideally, it would be Kalista, probably, just defending at the turrets. Maybe she could live Zed there. And then I could be down here because all that's happening now is... one, since I'm a tank Olaf, I can't clear minions that well. I can do a lot of damage to a single target, but when there's this many minions, it's hard for Olaf to clear them as tank. And two, my team's going to be at risk here. So, my Amumu goes in, and he just goes in at a bad time. No one could really follow up on him. He's going to die. And then here, I'm defending the turret. Kinnan tries to flank. I don't really know why. Here, I go on the Sivir, but I don't use any of my spells until her spell shield's over. That's just, you know, that's just knowing the matchup. And here, my Cassidy comes in, and actually goes really well for us. So, even though Riven kills Kinnan here, Amumu died at the very beginning of that fight. And other than that, really, we didn't fight with Amumu. You can't think that Amumu was in that fight because he died so early. So really, Kinnan dies, and we get 3 for 1 is how you should look at that. So that's really good for our team. That's another throw by the enemy team. Here I do bait the Riven. She couldn't kill me. A little bit of BM. We're all entitled to it sometimes. And now I'm going to speed it up probably for the rest of it. I know our team throws again. That's just what happened. The enemy team kept throwing, and we kept almost getting back into it. But then our team would throw, and every time our team threw, so every fight is fought on our side of the map. So every time we lose a fight, that means they get an objective in our base. So even though they threw a lot of fights, the enemy team did, if we lose a single fight, it hurts us a lot more than them losing like 2 or 3 fights. Fights don't hurt. It doesn't hurt them to lose a fight until we can start taking turrets for it. Another thing to note is there's only 1 turret down for our team this whole game. Turrets are really important. I think this was the same thing in my my Lee Sin video, the last episode of Why Did I Lose. Really, I should be trying to pressure lanes earlier and pushing down turrets early game, because if you don't push down turret early game, it can turn into this where you're just not able to ever get the turret, and that's a lot of gold that you miss because you didn't get it earlier. So not much is happening. We can I go up. I'm just trying to defend at this point. I think Zed's just going to come and... Okay, he all-ins the Amumu, but Kalista can just ult the Amumu and save him from that. He ignites the Kalista. The Zed ignites the Kalista, so Zed is pretty much all down on his spells. If our team recalls right now, Amumu would recall, then we have Home Guard, obviously, because it's past 20 minutes, and we can heal up. Zed is either going to have to recall, or he's not going to have anything, even if he stays. So we might be able to win a team fight off of that. Here, my Cassidy gets caught by the Riven, and then here, okay, this was another one of those huge mistakes. I do kill the Riven here. I remember this part. I am able to kill the Riven here, but for that, we're just going to lose a ton of pressure in our base. Actually, no. Okay. Wow, like I said, it's been a while. But my team does actually manage to win the trade. We are going to lose the inhibitor, but they killed 2 people in our base. No one died on our team. Amumu died top with me, and no one else on our team died. So our team played that really well. Then here, Zed is staying around in our base. I'm not scared of Zed at all. As a matter of fact, I could 1v1 anyone on their team. Here, Cassidy chases with me. Cassidy, however, cannot 1v1 anyone on their team. As you can see, obviously, Cassidy gets absolutely murdered as soon as he tries to do anything. And that fight, I went to chase the Soraka off. If I had stayed and fought the Zed, 1, we wouldn't have killed the Zed anyway, because Soraka would have peeled him off, and then 2, just puts me in a... It's just the wrong thing to do. Ideally, my Cassidy would have been able to get away from Zed, but obviously that didn't happen. And now, I think I do finally start building Thornmail now, but I should have had it way earlier. Thornmail was so good into their team, and so was Randuin's. Those were both... I like Deadman's more than Randuin's against balanced teams, but against all AD teams, Randuin's is way better. Here, my team gets caught, and I'm going to come in and try to clean up what I can, but 1, since I don't have Thornmail, and 2, since it's a 3v1, I'm not going to be able to kill them, and Kindred's going to come down and kill me, and that's finally going to end the game. So this game, I definitely had some trolls on my team, not to be rude. Well, they might not have been trolling, you know, I don't even remember if they said they were trolling or not. Here, we clear the... I'm just going to keep it sped up, because I'm pretty sure all that happens is the enemy team comes in and kills the Nexus, because we can't stop them from doing that. But anyways, what I did wrong this game, even though I had some trolls on my team, it would appear I had a 13 death Kinnan and a 10 death Amumu, and anything above 8 deaths is pretty bad for Diamond, because, you know, like I've said before, you need to watch G-Bay's How Much Do Deaths Matter video if you haven't already. Oh yeah, the Riven backdoors. But if you haven't seen that, it's really important to know how much deaths really do matter. Here, Riven's backdooring. She does a ton of damage because it's late game, and AD scales really low against structures. And we come in. I try to use everything to catch up to her, but Soraka ults her to save her, and she's going to be able to clear it. Even if Riven hadn't have done that. 1, yeah, that was my fault. I wasn't there to defend the Riven immediately, but... Even if Riven hadn't have done that, they would have just won a team fight and ended. So, Even though it looked like I had some trolls on my team, like I was trying to say, there were a lot of things I did wrong. So in the early fights, I didn't focus Soraka first, which you just have to focus Soraka first, or else you're not going to win the fight, no matter what. That's how the game works. And then 2, I didn't gank bot lane enough early, and I honestly can't remember. I'm kind of tired as of recording this, but as you guys saw, there were a lot of things I could have fixed, and this is one of those games that I think most players would look at and then say, oh, I just couldn't have carried this game. But you should never treat a game like that. That's really not how you improve your gameplay, by saying, oh, I got a troll team, I couldn't win. You know, there's always something that you can improve. That's why I'm making this series, to look at these games and then say, okay, this is what I could have done better, and it might have led to my team winning. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like or subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.